Yo, what up, everybody? We're on the Cola Kash Show, Zero Boy Productions, Don Cook Media, and we have another special guest. Y'all can probably guess who it is, man. But I'm gonna let him introduce himself. What's happening, my brother?
A lot of people don't know me still, but for those that don't know me, my name is Jose. I go by Zapatos, and as you can see, I'm a sneaker artist from Watts, California.
All right, so tell the people, what was it like growing up in Watts, man?
I can't say, it was bad for myself because, I grew up with my father and my mom's. That would drop me off in school. I never had a walk, so like a lot of my friends, I never got to experience that. So I can't say it was bad for me. Everything was good. I had a good experience.
So what was one of your most memorable moments?
I gotta say the first day I moved into Watts, I don't know, somebody got, pop right in front of my house. It was like a welcome to Watts. That was the first day I moved to Watts. It was like, man, my parents were like, what do we get into, I think that was one of the craziest experiences, memorable moments.
All right, so if you had to, what did that change for you though? Did it change how you moved or operated, growing up? Did that make you say, okay, I have to be more cautious? Or is that one of the reasons why your mom didn't let you drive to school, walk to school or anything? Did that?
Well, when I moved to Watts, I think I must have been 11 years old. So, I was still a kid, so, I didn't know what was going on around me until as I got older. You kind of learn how to move in the,
Different, yeah.
You know where not to go, where to go. Yes. Pretty much I played soccer most of the time in the park. My pops bought me a basketball court. Spent, video games, Nintendo. That's
right.
Around the time I think the GameCube came out.
At what point were you introduced to art?
I think, my brother's actually a really good artist. So, coming home from school, I would always see him in his journal. My uncle, my brother's younger brother is actually a really good artist. And my mom's younger sister, rest in peace, she just passed away too. She was also an artist. My grandma too, whenever I see her by herself in a room, she'll be, it wasn't the best drawings, but to her it was, now that I see him, I'm like, man, this is better to me than my shoes. Those are memories I have of my grandma. She passed away, and pretty much all around, I was surrounded by artists growing up.
How did that lead to you kind of making shoes a target?
Shoes, oh man, something crazy. I must have been 10 years old one day. I spilled my mom's nail polish on a pair of shoes. No, I'm just playing. That was crazy. No,
that was funny.
How did I start? One day I was just scrolling through Instagram. I've always been I like the drip. I like standing out, and I like being different. So I seen a video how to paint shoes. Because back then, a lot of people don't know this, but I actually used to be the hat plug. So they used to call me a snapback back. Back in the day, from 2011 to 2015, I had the hat game unlocked. Anybody that had a hat around Watts, South Central, Linwood, you got it for me. That's why a lot of people still know me. People still to this day, they don't call me Zapatos, they call me snapback bag. That's all.
That's dope.
And I wanted to learn how to start painting hats, how to customize them.
What year was that?
This must have been around, 2014, 2015.
That's dope.
I wanted to start customizing. I seen some dude that kind of personalized the hats. So I wanted to start getting into that. And when I searched how to paint a hat, that's when I seen how to paint a shoe. And that's when wait a minute. It kind of I felt intrigued by it. Whoa, this is something different. Let me try it. And that's kind of what got me into art. Want to paint shoes.
All right. So at what point did you kind of know that this shoe thing was going to become something big? What was that point? Man,
I think when I started telling people I was doing it for free, they'll be like, hey, paint me a pair of shoes. I'll be like, man, it's easy. It's something that, man, I'm just something new. You're like a baby when you learn how to walk. You just want to walk. You want to start running out. That's how I felt about shoes. I just wanted to keep painting. But the more that I told people, hey, don't trip, I got you, the more I started getting more shoes. At one point, I had 100 pairs of shoes.
That's crazy.
And I was charging $5, $10, $20 for 2 weeks of work. And that's when I was like, wait a minute, I think we might be onto something right here. But I actually had a job, so I kind of had to juggle. Obviously, my job was gonna be my priority. This was just something I was doing for fun. But since people, I had people's shoes, they were like, where my shoes at? Yeah. That's when I was like, I need to start to decide, do I want to do I want to take shoes serious or I want to keep my job?
So after taking it serious, basically, because pretty sure you did because now you're here, who was one of your biggest clients?
I think my first biggest, it's actually the first Mexican heavyweight of the world, which is Andy Reese. His team was looking for an artist, to paint shoes for him. And at that time, I had the game on lock. Since I was doing shoes so cheap, I was taking everybody's, clientele.
That's dope.
Yeah, everybody was charging 150. I was charging $20.
That's the key to the game, low key. That's like if you start a business, right? Remember like how when Uber started first, right? Uber started before Lyft, but Lyft came out with cheaper prices, and then you start seeing more people take Lyft because Uber was too expensive, and then they came out with like Uber Black and all our Lyft, whatever. But if you're gonna have competition, you have to beat them somehow, and sometimes that is just like lowering your prices, even if it's $1. Some people be like, it's $1 less. They'll buy that just because it's $1 less. You feel me? If the quality just is good though, you feel me? But yeah.
My pops used to tell me too, like, who's gonna pay, $20, $50 for a pair of shoes? Like, who's gonna pay that? The shoes alone they would cost $20, $40. Who would pay for that? Now that I'm charging $500, he's like, wait a minute, hey, you're not charging enough.
It's real. Like if you believe in yourself and you keep moving in the direction that you believe in, like your father, everybody gonna start believing in you too. You feel me? So yeah.
I had a lot of people, laugh at me, like, what do you mean you charge $50? Like, that's crazy, Even I would, when I wasn't getting clients, I would be on OfferUp, Facebook Market. I'll be in the streets, promoting myself, and they'll be like, $50, like.
But let me tell you something though. Like I feel like even today as artists, bro, and I'm pretty sure with like social media going around, and sometimes like you said, like with people like charging cheaper prices for stuff, it kind of downplays the art. You feel me? Almost like graffiti artists. Like they go around and they tag on everything and they do good like bombing work for free. You feel me? As a graffiti artist, you come to me and say, okay, I'll charge you $500 to do this wall. It's like, but you going around bombing on shit for free. Like, why would I let you? You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that T, taught me is like, let's show them value by putting them in positions to where they can make money doing the things that they're doing for free. You feel me? And I think that's where it kind of hurts the game when you on like social media and all these cameramen and everything. Everybody just trying to like get in the door, and they'll accept like, hey man, you can get exposure if you just do this thing for free. And they're like, oh, I'm gonna just get that exposure. But it was like, bro, come on, dog. If you really believe in yourself, you're not gonna do it for exposure, bro. Your craft is always valued at some point, because exposure doesn't mean automatic success. We gotta look at stuff like our talents as kind of like something important enough and valued enough for us to say, hey, I'm gonna charge you for this thing. How much? What's your budget? You know what I'm saying? If I ain't gonna just give you my price, like, what's your budget? Because I can't just do this thing for free, because it's kind of disrespectful to ask me to do something for free. Let that be my choice as an artist. And I think artists are getting downplayed more and more and more and more, because you have people who are out here so thirsty that they're doing things for free. Yeah. So my next question for you would be, how did you come up with the name Zapatos, and what made you decide to make it a brand? Because we know it means shoes, and of course you do shoe, art, but like what made you decide to actually make it a brand and like stick with the name?
So I think when I barely started, not too many people know this, but I used to wear this Chapo mask. I would wear it, and I would kind of go to...
What is that?
Chapo? The dude, I don't want to say what he does, but...
Oh, El Chapo.
Much, yeah. I had the mask, the Halloween mask. So I kind of would wear that. That was kind of like my identity. I wore the mask and I'll like kill the shoes. I was murdering the shoes, and pretty much a lot of people just started telling. My username used to be El de los Zapatos, but then a few of my people used to call me Zapatos, and I kind of like my other boy Hex from LA. He told me you need to have your own identity. Right. Stop trying to be something. Like people don't know who's behind that mask, so you need to create something that's yours. So we just cut Zapatos to short, and made a logo, kind of ran with it, and now I don't just paint shoes, I have my own clothing brand.
All right, say if I don't have the money to get like, to pay your price, but I really want your work done on my, my kid's shoe or whatever for a birthday or whatever it may be, like, do you work with people budgets?
Yeah, honestly, that's been something I've been struggling with. I feel bad for people in my community, I want them to have my art, but at the same time, I'm the one staying up late, trying to meet these deadlines and basically not getting the money I feel like I should be getting.
Or sleep.
So what I've been doing now, I've been doing like these raffles. So I do 20 a slot and I do 25 slots. I make 500, and then it gives people an opportunity to win my art for 20. Last time a girl won it for $60. A full shoe with the case and everything, fully, as crazy as I want it. I go as crazy as I want it. That's something I've been kind of like to work with people's budgets. But as far as like giving somebody a hookup it's
hard to do.
Yeah, it's hard because obviously you want quality work. Quality work is gonna, you want, like say you want something cheap, you want something fast, it's gonna be cheap.
Yeah.
You want something, good
Great
quality.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
That's something, yeah.
Other than that, like, what is one of your more like challenging moments?
I feel like it was a challenging moment for everybody. COVID, when COVID hit, around that time I actually quit my job. That's when I started. I remember one of my boys told me, if you wanna do shoes, you can't do you can't have A, B. You gotta leave one. If you wanna do shoes, go all in. Don't have a backup. This is what you believe in, do it. My boy Carl, that's one, man, shout out to him. Out of nowhere, I quit my job from one day to another. Quit it, and this was I believe 1 year before COVID. So I literally invested a few bucks I had into equipment, paints. I was ready to take on this journey of painting shoes.
And then COVID hit.
COVID hit.
And what was that like for you?
Oh man.
How did it affect everything you was doing?
I mean, obviously no money. You're not making no money. You don't got no job. You got a car. You got to pay your bills. You got to pay insurance. Everything's piling up. I had money, but it was running dry. And this was close to Christmas time.
Right, that's crazy.
But man, I'm over here trying to give. I can't even afford to give my people a damn shirt, because I just bet on myself and with this dream that living in the hood and quit your job. Little did you know, the COVID's around the corner.
So, what would be one of your most ultimate goals as the Zapatos brand?
I feel like I don't want to make it something that I'm glorified for it. I don't want to be in the spotlight or, oh my God, I mess up. I want to be known for doing community work. I want to be this.
Have you done community work before?
Yeah.
What was that like?
With you guys, I've been at the WCAC. I've always tried to donate my work, but a lot of people, take advantage. But people like T, she's told me, charge for it.
Whatever you worth or you feel like it's worth, charge that. Don't go below whatever your price is, basically.
But I still do community cleanups. I volunteer for that. I'm always trying to be as involved as I can in my community.
I heard you're gonna be helping out with Razizi's painting and watch.
Oh yeah, see?
Yeah.
Little did I know, I think the day we went, it was the Watts Culture Fest. He showed it to me and he said, look at it closely at the letter, and he put me in the letter.
Yeah.
I think I'm in the last letter, S.
Yeah, see.
It's just truly an honor to be, for him, put me in the mural.
To be honored.
Yeah, to be honored. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, great people get great, do great things, and through great things we get great opportunities, and it's a blessing just to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, what do you want to leave behind?
I want to be known for my heart, for being humble. I want to leave a brand that when people hear about it, it's not nothing negative. I want something that kids could wear in school. Something maybe that I want to leave something for my parents. I want to leave them a legacy that they'll be good, they'll be well off. Whenever, in case something ever happens to me, they'll have something that people always know my heart, how good I was, and how I helped everyone in the community. And whenever they drop anything, they're always going to be good. They're going to be able to.
Right.
People are always going to support.
Right.
When they hear Zapatos, man.
Yeah.
They know,
like the Nipsey Hussle version of art. Like, you know what I'm saying? Art. Well, I think hip hop is still an art, but shoe art, whatever it is, you want to be like the Nipsey of that.
Just somebody like him,
He's basically set the bar for everybody to be gracefully who they are and great at the same time. You feel me? And so what advice would you have for people who want to be, do the things that you're doing, or even if they're going for their own personal dreams? Like, what advice would you have for them?
The main thing I want to say, do not listen to anybody. At the end of the day, you're going to be your biggest supporter. You're going to be the one that's going to be, staying up late, going out there. Sometimes I've gone to events and I don't make a single sale. So, always just believe in yourself. Don't listen to nobody. You know your worth. Just pretty much go all in. Sometimes, it's scary to take that jump, but how are you going to know what's, how do you say, pretty much behind the behind them. You know, if you don't climb the mountain,
how you gonna know what's in the dark if you don't jump into
so
it?
Just go all in, man. Just go
we
all
also
in.
know that the dark always leads to the light. But we all have to have mentors, or we have to have, you know what I'm saying, take on these kind of like apprenticeships where we can kind of learn from other people and move in their direction if they're up there. But we can't just say, don't listen to nobody, because then people will take that literal, and then even if somebody try to tell them that, like, hey man, you should try to, I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want to give those people that kind of idea. So where can people find your merch if they want to get involved with Zapatos or, you know, support you? Where can they find you?
I'm the old school way. I'm, you know, out the trunk. I'll pull up on you.
Call me and I'll pull up.
Yeah, I'll pull up. I sell on Offer, Facebook Market, on Instagram, everywhere. Obviously, my Instagram is zapatos.la. You know, we got these white shirts. Yeah, we got the Zapatos hats. I don't have too much merch at the moment because right now I'm mainly focused on like give backs. I do a lot of my money I invested into the community. So I give like a lot of shoes to kids that don't have you know, beat up shoes. I'll give them all my shoes that I had, all my customs, my personal ones. I give them away.
That's dope.
These were like $300, $500 shoes I could have sold, but I gave them away to kids that had ripped up shoes, you know, in middle schools, and pretty much, yeah. What
is their reactions like? What is that experience like? Do it all make you cry?
They couldn't believe I was in their school. They're like, "What are you doing here? Picking up trash or telling me to go to school, go to class? You're this big, you know. You work with all these people, these famous people. Why are you here?" I was like, "Why not? You know? Yeah, I want to be here. I don't want you to feel like people are too famous to, you know, to come back to the hood."
That's real.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I'm still in the hood. You know, I still live in Watts.
That's a great example to set, because a lot of people in our communities don't understand that, like, we still human. You know what I'm saying? No matter what direction we move in, we still have to come back to our neighborhoods and give back to our neighborhoods. So I see you have a, you know, large following on social media. How is that affecting your shoe game? Like,
oh yeah, hold that thought though. For those of you guys that, you know, probably been wondering where I've been at, I've actually been, I kind of stepped out of social media for a bit. It has affected me with my shoe, you know, my shoe work, because I haven't been getting orders. But I kind of been focusing on giving back to my community.
Right.
So for the past 3 years, I've been working for a nonprofit called Boys and Gentlemen, where we're involved in every single school throughout, you know, inner city communities, you know, underserved communities. Pretty much, we're with the kids from 7 to 3, you know, Monday to Friday. We're there with the kids. Kind of like, I feel like every time I go to schools, I see that it's mainly we only have enough positive male, figures that the kids can look up to.
Right.
Mainly, it's just, you know, it's been like other schools I've been to is like female staff. So I feel like I wanted to step down from all the, you know, the red carpets and all that. I did that. I've been through all that. I feel like now I have a bigger purpose. Now I gotta do something with Zapatos.
Right.
Not, you know, blow up with it. I don't want that. I want to be known in the community. Man, Zapatos, you know, did a shoe giveaway for Christmas. You know, just gave up a bunch of shoes. Thanks to Zapatos, I graduated. I actually got a DM from one of the kids in one of the schools I worked at.
That's dope.
Mister, you know, I want to, you know, guess what? You know, I'm graduating. When I barely got there, he was at risk of not graduating. And once I got there, he got on his thing. The rest of the year I was with him, and I got that DM. He's graduating. He graduated.
That's pretty dope. I feel like you can do it, bro. Honestly, like,
I mean, you've been doing a lot of community work too, you know.
Yeah, that's why I know you can do it, bro. Because you have a legitimate understanding of who you are, what you're doing, and how you want to affect people. You get what I'm saying? And that's what the branding is. That's what it's kind of like. That's what you gotta. That's what it's like. It's hard for a lot of people to figure out. You get what I'm saying? So if you have that, then I believe you can do it. You just need a few ideas to kind of lean on, and then you can kind of move in that direction if you really want to do it. You feel me? Also, tell me a little bit about the box. How did you come up with this design, and what is the importance of packaging to you, and why is it so important?
So obviously, you know, living in Watts, we ain't got money to be, you know, spending on marketing equipment. So what I did, I used my talent as an artist to create my own packaging.
Right.
I bought these boxes for like $1 each, blank.
Dope.
Slapped on. I got a Cricut machine, put a Zapatos logo, splash around, call it a day.
I appreciate you for coming out.
Well, thank you. No, thank you for everything you've been doing for me, bro. You know, that's why I'm here.
Keep up the great work, bro.
I don't go out for nobody. You know, I haven't been out too many podcasts, but when you hit me up, It was already mandatory.
Man.
Yeah.
It was. I've been waiting, bro. I'll be honest with you. I've been waiting. I'm like, man, I gotta get Zapatos on here, bro. Like, your energy is good. You have good branding. You have good understanding of who you are. Like I said, and it's just that's what the world needs to see. The world needs to see more of you. Like, you feel me? So I condone you, and I congratulate you, and I appreciate you for doing what you're doing, and may you continue to be blessed, bro. That's it.
And these last 3 days, I came back to social media. So stay tuned. I got a lot coming. A lot of a lot of new projects. Man, a lot of beautiful things are coming in the works.
So y'all heard it first here on the Cola Kash Show. Zero Boy Productions, Don Cook Media.
Beep.